how things change when the coach comes in and makes some drastic changes within the program. And in this instance, it seemed like this is a house of cards that just fell down on Coach Lucas, with a lot of folks not understanding exactly what's going on here. Yeah, there's a lot of upset people because of the changes that she made. But I'm trying to figure out, is this an instance of a coach power tripping, or is this a bigger issue in which she's being left as the scapegoat of a much bigger issue? Coach ready to get uncomfortable today. Let's get into it. You know it's your favorite coach back at it again. 10 toes down, about to tell you how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. If you haven't done so already, please like, comment, and share these videos. And tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. It's nothing but positive vibes. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. And don't forget, you can follow us on all social media platforms. The links are listed down below in the description. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and tap on in this thing and get straight to it, because I got to get this off my mind, man. I've been dealing with this now for a little while, trying to figure out exactly what in the world is going on with women's volleyball over there at Grambling State University. And when the news came out about Coach Chelsey Lucas being hired as the next Grambling State Tigers volleyball coach, it was met with some mixed reviews. And why do I say mixed reviews? Because some were excited while others didn't. They really didn't know exactly what she was going to bring to the table because, i.e., people love microwavable things, which is they want to know how many games have you won and how many championships have you won. And if you haven't won none of those things, how quick will you get our program up and running for us to start winning immediately? And in this instance, she didn't even get a chance to get out there to showcase what she could do, because she came in, she uprooted the program and got a lot of folks a lot pissed off, because there were student athletes who lost their scholarships because she went ahead and cut everybody on the team. I'm going to be honest with you when I say this. And I know some folks might get upset, but I'm going to say it right now. If you're new to the channel, I want to let you know, ever since I've been talking about collegiate sports, I've always said college sports is a business. And if people don't understand the fact that it is a business, if there's no finances coming in from your sports, then there's no sports being played. There's nowhere in the world that you can see your athletes get scholarships for them to attend these colleges and universities in order for them to continue their collegiate sports careers, for them to get a free education. Now, with saying all of that, the decision was made that she was going to go ahead and cut all of the scholarships for the athletes that were on the team. I'm sure that there was some compliance person that was there making sure that she followed all of the rules and guidelines in order for this to be done. I don't believe this was something that she was able to do willy-nilly and say, hey, we just going, hey, I'm taking away all of your scholarships and so on and so forth, and we just going to be done with it. I'm sure there had to have been somebody there in place that gave her the green light to say, hey, listen, follow these guidelines, follow these rules, and this is what you can do, and there's no issues. Now, if that didn't happen, then we got a much bigger problem. These scholarships are year to year. They're not guaranteed. Again, if an athlete's scholarship is taken, they're told that the scholarship will not be renewed, or if they're being given a partial. Now, when it comes to the athletes, yeah, I kind of disagree that all of the athletes were cut, because of the simple fact that there's athletes on that team that I feel could have contributed to Coach Lucas' team for them to get out there and compete within the SWAC this upcoming volleyball season. Now, as far as the walk-ons, yeah, there was a lot of there were some athletes that was considering coming to Grambling State University to start their collegiate careers, hopefully having an opportunity to walk on and play volleyball for the Grambling State Tigers. Now, should they have been handled that way? I don't think they should have, but in the coach's mindset, I'm thinking along the line that she may have been looking at it from the standpoint of, okay, I've looked at film on you based on what you can currently do. I don't think you're going to be able to fit what I'm looking to do here. So she tried to curve it, cut it off before it took place. I know, guys, some of y'all sitting there right now, but Coach, why would you do something like that? Well, let me ask you this question. What would you have done if those students would have came to the university for that first semester? They went out there to try to walk on and she cut them. Then what? Where is the outcry still going to be the same? That's my only question. Not to mention some of the athletes that she cut prior to, that she took scholarships from. I'm sure she evaluated those players because she coached against those players when she was over at UAPB as the head volleyball coach. See, people are not looking at it from that standpoint as well, that I'm sure that Coach Lucas has evaluated some things when it came down to these athletes figuring out who's going to fit her scheme of things and who's not. In this instance, she said, hey, I want me a clean slate. And that goes back to the AD, Dr. Scott, who I'm sure sat down with her prior to bringing her on as the new head volleyball coach, asked her questions concerning, hey, what are some of the things that you're looking to do with this volleyball team currently and moving on into the future? And I'm sure she probably told him, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do. I'm pretty sure she made it simple and plain that, changes are going to be made. There's going to be a drastic shakeup. And I mean, and a shakeup has been done in all of the college sports. So I'm trying to understand, this one here became such an outcry because it was the complete team. If she's the coach, she should have the right to make a change as far as who she wants to keep and who she doesn't want to keep. There's no winners here in this situation at all. But I will tell you this, I'm glad to see that the young ladies were able to get their scholarships back who had not moved on to another university to continue to keep playing volleyball. They're still there at Grambling State. They're able to get their scholarships to go back and play, as well as the young ladies that, that had the walk-on opportunity. They're able to, get to the college, get to the university and do their thing and showcase their skills and talents. Hopefully they're able to make the team. But this is where the thing gets pretty. And I'm going to tell you this right now. This is not pretty. This is where it's going to get pretty daggone sad, especially for Grambling State. And I'm going to tell you why. Coach Lucas was fired without cause. And remember one thing, she met with the president prior to her firing to discuss how she was being handled, how she's being dealt with at the university. And unbeknown to her, who's in that meeting? The athletic director. I'm sure it's Dr. Scott, correct? So now if he's in the meeting, unbeknown to her, I'm sure she got off a couple of things in that meeting, letting them know exactly how she's being treated, how things were going, so on and so forth. And then right after that, the recommendation comes for her to be fired. Whoa, I got something for y'all. You do understand that there's a clause in contract. I found a contract online. So people, hey, folks love grabbing them contracts. So I went ahead and found me an example of one for a coach in the state of Louisiana that I want to use as an example, because I'm wondering just what does Coach Lucas have in her contract when it comes to termination by the university without cause. And this is why I say Coach Lucas is being the scapegoat of the university. She asked for a meeting. I'm going to say it again. She asked for a meeting with the president, and the athletic director is there in that meeting without her knowing what's going, that person is going to be there. This is about to get very ugly. If her contract is set up anything like this contract, and she showed just cause as far as how she's being mistreated, this is not good. And I'm sure that the university would rather pay her off to move on, have her sign an NDA so that she can't go out there and tell the exact story of what took place, because that's going to paint Grambling State University in a negative light, more negative than what's already going on. Because remember one thing, you had the issue with the ball players where they were eating cereal for pre or post game meals, during the football season. Then we come back, we got dang on the Art Brown situation. Now we got this. I mean, right now, Grambling State University should be celebrated as far as with them getting a new head coach to come in, and you got people that's coming back to see what Grambling State is going to have to offer when it comes down to watching them play football this upcoming season. And hopefully that trickle down to all of the other sports as well, where people want to start now coming in and giving more to come watch the product. That's what it's all about. As I stated to everyone before, the numbers mean everything. We got to keep pushing them numbers up higher and higher. When you push the numbers up, guess what? Nobody's really going to want to come invest in this thing. And that's not what this is about. But like I stated before, there's no winners here in none of this. And the reason why I say it is because there's no winners in none of this. And this is the moment why I say it's some more folks that should have their behinds removed from their chairs and led to the door to say, hey, we appreciate you, but it's time to go. Because if you want better, you got to expect better. And right now, better has not been given. All we've been seeing is a bunch of chaos that's been going on, masked over the fact that, yeah, we got one great thing where you got Coach Hugh Jackson here, and you got other coaches that's trying to come in and build this program up. Yeah, there's going to be athletes that's going to be removed from teams. The scholarship's going to be cut, or they just going to be cut altogether, and they're not going to be compensated for anything. And that comes along with the business. But one thing for certain we got to understand is this. The $1 million question is why so many people are crucifying this coach. You got to ask, did they know in the beginning what she was coming in there to do? Because just like Coach Lucas came in and stirred up the pot as far as with the players she's looking to keep within her program, there's other coaches out there doing the exact same thing. And we ain't hearing no stories about none of that. So I'm just saying to you, ladies, I'm not saying that you're not important, but what I am saying is that this is the nature of business. And at the end of the day, business is going to be concluded whether we like it or not. So I'm waiting to see how this is going to unravel, because I honestly believe Coach Lucas going to drop a nuke bomb that's going to have everybody sitting there looking like, wait a minute, we didn't anticipate this on happening. And not to mention, I wonder how the athletes that she brought into the program, how they feel about all of this. I'm wondering what's their mindsets as far as what's going on. Because now we got a bunch of turmoil that's going on. And again, nobody wins. The university don't win. Coach Lucas don't win. The young ladies, yeah, y'all might have won this round, but in the end, you still don't win, because guess what? The university gonna have to pay this coach because of what took place, especially if it's something that they already knew what was going on. But guys, I'm gonna go ahead and step up off this thing and get up on out of here, because I know y'all like, Coach, you rambling right now. Nah, that ain't it. I'm just trying to make sure I drive these points home, because I want people to really understand what's going down. But until next time, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get all upcoming videos. Remember, be the one and lead.